The prenatal phase and the first year of life serves as a crucial foundation for significant growth and development, influencing the course of child future. During this time, neural plasticity, the brain capacity to be modeled by experiences, both positive and negative, reaches its peak. In fact, total brain volume doubles within the first year and increases by an additional 15% in the second year. At 1 month old, a baby's brain is about 36% of adult size, growing to approximately 72% by their first birthday and 83% by age 2. Hi and welcome back to Maiden Moments. Today we are diving into infant development during the first year of life. I'm not sure it will be the only episode on this topic or if we will explore it further, but I'm thrilled to embark on this journey into pediatrics and keep exploring. As I was saying, the acquisition of seemingly simple skills like swallowing involves a complex series of highly coordinated processes that engage multiple levels of neural control across various psychological systems. These systems mature through the first year. Infants also undergo significant learning relating to foundational aspects of language, such as phonology and word segmentation. Also, speech processing in older individuals relies on well-defined neural networks. Infants possess a structural and functional organization of the brain that resembles that of adults. This suggests that the neurological processing of speech may help infants uncover the characteristics of their native language. Limited interaction with caregivers or the environment can disrupt experiences dependent process crucial for brain development and functioning during infancy. While some developmental aspects may catch up with further stimulations, prolonged period of reduced plasticity during rapid developmental change can lead to lasting defects. Through the first year, infants gain new competences across all developmental domains. The concept of developmental trajectories highlights how complex skills build upon similar ones, emphasizing the interconnectedness of developmental across various domains. In the initial 2 months, infants undergo remarkable growth. Psychological change facilitate effective feeding routines and establish a predictable sleep-wake cycle. The social interaction that arise as parent and infants navigate this takes from the groundwork for cognitive and emotional development. During the first week, a newborn's weight may drop by about 10% after vaginal delivery or 20% following a C-section due to the loss of excess fluid and limited nutritional intake. However, as colostrum transition to higher fat breast milk, infants learn to latch and suck more effectively, while mothers become increasingly comfortable with uh, feeding techniques. By 2 weeks of age, infants typically regain or surpass their birth weight, growing at an approximate rate of 30 grams or 1 ounces per day during the first months. This period marks the fastest postnatal growth. Initially, infants hold their arm at their sides, with limb movements characterized by uncontrolled returning and seemingly uh, purposeless movement. Smiling occurs involuntarily while eye gaze and sucking becomes more controlled, allowing for demonstrations of infant perception and cognition. An infant's tendency to turn toward their mother's voice indicates recognition memory. Infants can distinguish between parents' colors and uh, consonants. They recognize similar facial experiences like smiles even when they appear or on different faces. Additionally, they can match abstract properties of stimuli such as counter intensity or temporal patterns across different sensory modalities. By 2 months old, infants can differentiate rhythmic patterns in their native language from those in non native languages. They seem to actively seek out stimuli, suggesting an innate drive to make sense of the world around them. These observations highlight how sensory inputs are integrated within the central nervous system. Caregiving activities offer a range of visual, tactile, olfactory, and auditory stimuli that contribute to cognitive development. Infants tend to become accustomed to familiar stimuli, showing decreased attention to repeated experiences while becoming more engaged with novel ones. Regarding emotional development, infants rely heavily on their environment to fulfill their needs. The consistent presence of a trusted caregiver who responds to the infant's urgent requirements fosters a secure attachment. The development of basic trust versus mistrust is closely tied to attachment and uh, bonding with the caregiver. Infants cry in response to various stimuli, which may be obvious, like a dirty diaper, or more subtle. Those who are regularly comforted when distressed tend to cry less for their first birthday and exhibit less aggressive behavior by age 2. Infants of adolescents mothers who receive training in baby carrying techniques often display secure attachment. Additionally, infants can respond to another baby's cries, indicating an early form of empathy. Around 2 months, the onset of voluntary social smiles and increased eye contact signifies a shift on the parent-child dynamic, enhancing the parent's feeling of mutual affections. Between 3 and 4 months, growth slows to about 20 grams per day, which birth weight typically doubling by 4 months. Early reflexes that restricted voluntary movements begin to fade, allowing for greater controls of trunk flexion and enabling initial rolling. Once infants can stabilize their head while sitting, they can look across at objects rather than just upwards, expanding their visual fields. They also start to eat from a spoon at their visual system maturation, improving depth perception. During this stage, infants establish a stable state regulation and consistent sleep-wake cycle. They generally require about 14 till 16 hours of sleep within a 24-hour period, with approximately 9 till 10 hours at night and 2 daytime naps. By 6 months, around 70% of infants can sleep for stretches of 6 till 8 hours. Between 4 and 6 months, sleep patterns become more mature, as indicated by electroencephalograms. Reading that differentiate rapid eye movement or REM or REM in initial sleep from three stages of non-REM sleeps. However, infants' sleep cycles remain shorter than those of adults. It's 50 till 60 minutes compared to roughly 90 minutes, leading them to awaken frequently during the night. Overall, these developments signify a qualitative transformation.